Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. And you know what that means? It's the All Effin' Wrestling Show.
Dynamite After Dark!
Dynamite After Dark! Intern, hit the damn music. God, we gotta love those interns. I'm glad we're paying them jack shit.
Oh yeah, you can't pay them when they're doing a subpar job.
they don't play half the stuff the correct way. It's just they're delayed. God, freaking interns from
us today
from Chile.
Oh look, it's Bree mode.
Hey, there's Bree, our jokester of the week all the time. Her and Coop are nailing it. Justin, how's it going? Hey, to give a free plug. So Justin is a moderator of a Boston sports club on Facebook. And him and Gary Joe, the bearded wonder, had a trivia contest. The JFB said, I'm in. And I got 19 out of 20.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Sean Boley, who is supposed to be my opponent, quit. He's like, I don't want to deal with that.
Whoa, big surprise. Introduce yourself. I'll introduce myself. We'll introduce our fine gentleman down below here.
Justin, it was a blast. I'm going on to the next round. I will win season 1 because there's one thing that anybody who knows me can tell you. I have the most useless shit in my head that I can spew at any given time. What is up, Mizuno? All right, we're getting a lot of people.
All these anime characters coming and watching our show these days. I don't know.
I'm digging it. I love anime. All right, let's get into the whole shebang.
We don't even know who the hell you are.
I am, of course, an island in the stream. That's what I am. No in between. I'm the JFB, damn it, James from Boston.
And I am the patron saint of professional wrestling and your Bible study leader tonight on Wednesday nights. I'm Pastor Canada Dry, darn it.
God, I feel like I'm in CCD all over again.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
We got, of course, AFW Hall of Famer. He cashed in his points to become the next member of the AFW Hall of Fame. Trey J Styles, say hello.
I'm irate. Irritating, irate. Matter of fact, I'm just going to change my name for that for the remainder of the show. Irritated and irate. And I want you guys to refer to me as that throughout the broadcast.
I shall.
Just be like, irritated and irate. What do you think about the first match?
I'm going to have to do something right now.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. It's not working. There we go. Because me and my friend Trey J Styles are going to be bitching about Jon Moxley. I don't want him close to me because I feel close to him right now.
That's because we have a friend of the show. He commentates all the time. He is, of course, the one, the only, Mr. Joseph Graham. Say hello to the people out there.
Good evening, guys. How's everyone doing?
I am full of piss and vinegar after this episode of Dynamite.
I think we should call you Golden Graham from now on because you're always here on the show. You're always supporting us. So
I've had worse nicknames. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Golden Graham is here tonight.
Speaking of like our picks, I don't think I got one question right in AFW today.
Oh, you bombed bad then.
Yeah, join the club.
I'm half and half.
In freshly squeezed Grand Prix, I got a buy today, so I was very lucky.
Yeah, I gotta buy as well. Thank freaking God. But I'm still in FSGP Evolution, so yeah, when you get beat 2 points to 1, that it was a tough night for predicting AEW. Yeah. But let's get into it. So we open the show. Who comes out? Mr. Chris Jericho, Mr. Lionheart, if you will, talking about Garcia. Last week, they kind of get into a whole shemazel, and Owen Hat. Well, that's not good. You'll always be known as Owen Hart for us. Grand Slam Graham. Okay. So Jericho comes out, then Danielson comes out. Garcia pushes Jericho down, and then Jericho and Danielson face to face, and we have a match for All Out. It is going to be the Lionheart, Chris Jericho, versus the American Dragon. And then Jake Hager came out and beat the living hell out of Danielson. So, Canada Dry, you got something to say?
Wait. Can I talk before these two go off? Because I already know what's coming.
Go for it.
I loved it. I love the passion of Danielson, of Jericho. I'm so much looking forward to this match. And Daniel Garcia, the emotion he has on his face, like he sold that perfectly. And I'm so invested. Cannot wait to see what comes next in this match.
Oh, I know. It was beautifully orchestrated. Trey J, irritated and irritable. What did you think?
I mean, I love everything about it because I think this is like great storytelling, and that's always been one of AEW's weak points. But I know the match is not going to be up to the expectations that we all hold for it.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, dude?
That's the only downside. But from a storytelling perspective, this is a money match.
Yeah, absolutely. Canada Dry, I'm gonna go to you last because I know you had something to say.
I don't like the fact that Bryan Danielson shoved Owen Hart in Chris Jericho's face. I didn't like that at all.
He did.
You can see my buddies right here. I just didn't like it. But I want to second what Joseph Graham said. I just loved the emotion. Even as he came out, you could see he was twisted, he was contorted, his heart was and I also have a little secondary note to this.
Yeah. Shoot.
Jericho is becoming Judas.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone, he's pushing them all away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
So he's actually becoming the song. And I think that's the plan, that he is Judas.
I had it in my notes that here we go. Danielson, it's a battle for Garcia's soul. That is what this is. It is the battle for a young Daniel Garcia's soul. Will Jericho the bad guy or will it be the good guy?
Dramatic much?
Heaven and hell. I'm telling you, heaven and hell. I'm watching
you and your fucking logic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I gotta give you one.
All right, so let's get to our first match. For those who predicted that it was going to be the trios that opened it up, you were incorrect. It was Dax versus Jay Lethal. Surprisingly enough, I'll say this: what a great technical match that this was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the same Jay Lethal as it was 5 years
wanted
ago.
to go for Dax, and I got you some points there.
That's true. You did give me some points on that one. I did pick Lethal. After some arm twisting and name calling, I got browbeated into picking Lethal, but it was a great technical match. I wasn't surprised. It was good to see Lethal kind of going back to the bread and butter, what made him so dominant in Ring of Honor. So
Dax was your pick. Why would you want to go with it? He lost.
I don't know.
You're trying to win a women's tag belt here. I mean, women's championship belt.
So I'm going to go with irate and irritable first. What is your thoughts on the Lethal Dax match, our first match of the night?
It was the right result, honestly.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. You take a singles guy, especially a heel, and you put him against a guy who is probably one of the fastest rising face characters on AEW.
Yeah.
And he's normally a tag team guy.
Yep.
He's already behind the 8 ball. Now, we know what Dax can do in the ring.
Yeah.
But as a singles competitor, we kind of need him to lose this match.
Yeah.
Okay? FTR is the draw. The Pinnacle is the draw. But Jay Lethal needs the win. Jay Lethal can't look credible going into All Out, losing to the tag guy.
Yeah.
It was definitely the right result. and I'm going to save my other half of the comments for the thing that happens next.
Okay.
All right.
Joseph Graham, what do you think?
I agree with Trey J. I mean, I picked Dax to win, but that's just because I picked with my heart. And I'm starting it now.
He's a Bret Hart guy.
I'm starting it now. Dax Hardwood is my wrestler of the year, and no one convince me otherwise. I know it's only August 24th, but that man has had so many bangers. Like,
He's never won a singles match. Oh, he won once against his tag team partner.
Yeah, against Dash. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, there's a difference between going over and getting over, and Dax gets over every single time.
Yeah,
no question.
But do we ever see FTR breaking up? I don't think so because I
think no,
they belong together. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
I mean, the only way that could technically happen is if TK goes on a dramatic Miami to Columbia, back to Miami.
Snortation. House will have a conniption.
It's right, because he does watch us all the time. He has a snortcation. Holy cow. He could break up every tag team in the world and have like just nothing but singles, because that's the kind of crazy.
Have you ever gone on a snortcation, JFB?
I can neither confirm nor deny. I've
never gone on a snortcation. I can say.
So, Canada Dry, what did you think of this lovely match?
For someone who loves Bret Hart so much, he didn't really put the sharpshooter on very well.
No, he did not. That was the worst looking
sharpshooter. Come on, practice, buddy. Practice. You love Bret so much. Put it on like Bret.
Now, did anybody piss in your cornflakes?
Not yet.
No? Okay. All right, so that was the end of the match. And then we get Thunder Rosa, who kind of slides in. We find out she is not going to be able to defend the title at All Out. Hey,
hold on. JFB, you forgot about the big announcement after the match.
Oh, what was the announcement?
The Motor City Machine Guns. That was the thing I was waiting for.
Oh, that's right. Motor City Machine Guns.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph Graham.
Yeah.
No problem.
You can't beat. I love Motor. Let me try this one more time. I love the Motor City Machine Guns.
Now, are they signed to Impact still?
No, it's probably. I think it's just a one-off.
Yeah.
So they're still Impact.
Yeah.
Because from what I can tell, Alex Shelley does not. He's not signed to anybody because he's not a full-time wrestler anymore.
Yeah, that is correct.
So it's possible though they could.
It's possible we're going to get more than one match, and I think when you introduce the MCMG, you have, especially in a 6-man, you have to give the people what they want, which is FTR versus MCMG, and without question, that is going to be a clinic. In wrestling period, and just about everything, because you're talking about two guys who have done it all singles. And the two guys who have done it all tags.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, 2 guys that have done it all singles and 4 guys who've done it all tags.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is this sets it up for a future match.
I hope so. I
hope
that would be letdown. It would be. I also
hope that we get Motor City Machine Guns versus the Bucks, because when the Bucks was Generation Me and TNA, those two put on matches like it was nothing.
Yeah. If you want to find one shining spot in that turd of a run for the Young Bucks on TNA Impact, it was them versus Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this,
only
guys.
good thing about their run.
Yes. We were discussing this in AFW chat, and we were saying that the Motor City Machine Guns were the best tag team in the history of TNA/Impact.
I would agree with that.
I mean, I think they would throw out America's Most Wanted.
I was about to say America's Most Wanted, definitely. But for what it's worth, there was about a 3 to 4 year stretch where the Motor City Machine Guns were the best tag team in all of wrestling.
Yeah.
So that really pushes them to the top of the list.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you talk about like greatest teams of all time, any list that doesn't do this is already missing something.
Yeah.
And what I like about them coming to AEW for the pay-per-view, for people that haven't seen them, it really puts them mainstream.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
they never really had.
I will say this. You can mark this down. This will go down as one of the greatest tag team matches of all time. It will best the Rock and Roll Express versus the Midnight Express, the scaffold match where Jim Cornette broke both his legs. Bar none. I don't see any. I just don't see it. I don't
That's
see
the way you're going
anybody
with it.
even getting close. It's just freaking amazing. So let's go to Thunder Rosa. She comes out, claims she's injured. We're going to have a 4-way dance. We're going to have Hater because they ain't a. You're going to have Britt Baker.
Stop it, Canada Dry. Stop it.
Oh my goodness, those crocodile tears.
You're going to have.
At least make the makeup run.
You're going to have Hater. You're going to have Britt Baker. You're going to have Tony Storm. And you're going to have. Who's the fourth one?
Hikaru Shida.
Oh, that's right. Shida. That's right. Who came back. Who decided to come back when they started attacking Tony Storm.
I call her now. I call her Country Roads because she sings that song. That's the only song she knows. Is West Virginia.
So I mean, we're gonna have another interim champion while Thunder Rosa, gets better, heals up her
looking
injuries.
for her smile.
She lost her smile. So what do we think about the 4-way dance for AEW's interim women's championship? Canada Dry, you go first.
As we said on 3 previous shows, if Tony Storm is going to win it, she needs to have a personality implant.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe she can hang out with Justin for a little bit.
I like that she wore the sort of the rib cage tank top to the ring. I thought that was a bit of a personality upgrade.
Yeah, but have her hang out with our friend Justin.
She would laugh all the time. We wouldn't get a word out of her.
That's fine. At least she's showing something other than this blank slate of a face that she's got. Joseph Graham, what do you think about the 4-way dance?
I think it's going to suck for Tony Storm because I don't see them letting her first title win be an interim title.
Yeah.
I really think Britt Baker's going to win.
Yeah.
Look what they did with the men's interim title. They gave it to someone who's had the title before.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Mr. Irate and Irritable.
This right here is one of those kinds of things where at this point in the wrestling world, we definitely deserve something surprising.
Yeah.
Therefore, in my opinion, and I know that it's going to be one of those things that's going to get like lambasted later. There's only one proper winner in this situation.
Okay.
And that's Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter.
Which Noob said beat you to it.
You said what now?
Noob
oh, yeah, I know. Somebody said it before me, and I was just like, oh. But yeah, Jamie Hayter is definitely the person that should win this. Yeah. And it's not because of anything else. But when you look at storyline potential, the only storyline that comes out of this is if Jamie Hayter wins. If Tony Storm wins, what's she gonna do? Get on the microphone on she's gonna be, her title reign is gonna be worse than Hangman. She might not even show up the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wait. I kind of disagree with you on this. I think that if Tony Storm wins, either her or Thunder Rosa can turn heel, and one of them gets a personality.
That's something that they could do without. Honestly, you could do that better off losing if you're Tony Storm, especially knowing that you've come up short in 2 straight pay-per-views. So that's my first take. The other thing is, Britt cannot become champion unless she beats Thunder Rosa. That's really her. That's always going to be her mountain. Like when you think about the whole rolling the ball up the hill thing. Like to me, for Britt, winning a title off Thunder Rosa has to be the main goal here. Yeah. And that's your story. And you always want to be able to like go back to it. And what are you going to do? You're going to have Britt and you're going to have Britt and Thunder Rosa do this again, and then have, it's both of them hold the title.
What if Britt turned heel? Britt turned face.
I was about to say Britt turned heel.
Thunder turned heel, so could have like a
Thunder Rosa does not have the heel entertainment value.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
No, I'm being completely honest. Like if you let her just act like she does in in real life.
Now that shots fired.
No, seriously, like we've all heard the stories. Okay, it's not like this is nothing new. But if she was allowed to just be her real self, it's kind of like she would come across like Ronda Rousey during the end of her first run.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we can have a personality on the pole match. Someone can win.
Give it a reach. He's just missing.
They get one of those data tips from Star Trek where he gets the implants and he goes, "Whoa, look at me."
Just Graham, I mean, I think we can all agree that the 4-way match is probably going to be one of the highlights of that show of
Definitely.
All Out.
Absolutely.
It's definitely not going to be Punk versus Moxley, which we'll get into a little bit later because I got some words. I got some things to say about that.
We all got some things to say.
So let's go to our second match. We got badass Big Daddy Billy Gunn with the Acclaim versus his son Colton. This will be Daddy. I'm going to save my comments for later. I'm going to go Joseph Graham. You go first. Colton versus Billy, dad versus son. What did you think?
I don't care.
There you go.
I don't see where this is going. I mean, I feel like there's been swerves just for the sake of swerves, and that's not good. I don't think trying to just turn someone and then turn them right back is anything good. So,
okay, Trey J, what do you think?
Once again, correct outcome. Billy gains nothing. Colton gains everything.
Yeah.
So definitely one of the things that I felt like I saw coming because that was who I picked. I picked Colton. It's kind of strange when you think about how off balance this episode really was, though. Yeah. I mean, you got Stokely with all these different clients that apparently exist in different bubbles, though.
Yeah.
They don't know each other.
Yeah. It just seems a little odd sometimes, The follow-up, though, to the match with Swerve and Our Glory coming in and, helping the Acclaim, giving them title shots, those parts don't seem earned.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Everybody loves the Acclaim and everybody loves Swerve and Our Glory, but it's such a weird thing. It was almost like, I don't know if you guys remember, what was it, last week? And it was Swerve and Our Glory versus Private Party. And Tony Khan made that whole thing. This is the first time in history that 2 black tag teams have faced off for the AEW Tag Team Championship.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah, he put that in a tweet. It's on a tweet. He tweeted it.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
No, me neither. Because it's pandering. And now you're going to be like, what are you going to do? You're going to say, this is the first time on pay-per-view that 2 black tag teams. And it's just like.
Yeah.
Just,
I agree.
You're trying too hard at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Canada Dry, what did you think?
I like everything that Trey J had to say. That's gold. But I like that Colton got the win. I like that Hathaway got involved. Sneaky little tactics. That's classic wrestling.
Yeah. I had 2 words for this match. Boring match. This was a turd.
But
you couldn't shine this up any more than that. It was an absolute turd. And I agree with Trey J. I think it would be awesome to see the Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory if it was something where the Acclaimed battled their way to that position. But for Swerve and Swerve in Our Glory, just to give it to him, I mean, why not give the OG Gorillas a tag team title shot in AEW?
Nobody's heard of you. The Acclaimed are very popular, though. Let's say that they're very popular.
Yeah,
but it feels you're right about the. I also feel like they just didn't have anything for them, so they got to put it out there. And
I guess. I mean,
come up with a story.
I mean,
want to say something.
Yeah,
and I'm sure most people aren't going to like it, but it feels like unless it's the Bucks or FTR, tag champs don't get any stories.
Yeah,
I mean, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. Yeah, they had no legitimate story. It was just they're the good guys, and it's like I'm watching Spider-Man on a Saturday morning. It was just villain of the week type thing.
Did the Lucha Bros get a story?
Yeah, Lucha Bros. Not really. Their story was like nothing having to do with the tag team championships.
Yeah,
exactly. So,
all right, let's go to our next match. So let's go to our next match. Third match of the night. We got Britt Baker, Pittsburgh from Pittsburgh versus Kylan King. I gotta say, surprisingly enough, good back and forth match between them. Britt obviously dominated the majority of it. She got the win, of course. Then came in the whole schmoz with Toni Storm, Jimmy Hayter. Sheeta shows up with a new hairdo and some kanji on her face. Canada Dry, go first. What did you think of the Britt Baker, Britsburg from Pittsburgh?
Britsburg from Pittsburgh. Kyla King obviously was just there to be so no one else takes the hit and she can afford to take the loss. So that's one reason she was there. And why not? She's happy to be back on Dynamite, so she'll do it. And other than that, the whole schmoz at the end was just to set up the four-way at the pay-per-view.
There you
go. Like I said earlier, maybe kind of covered this earlier when we had the announcement. So,
yeah. All right. Trey J, what did you think?
So right now, I just want to put out there, I'm taking bets on who's going to face Kylan King next week, whether it's going to be Jamie Hayter or Hikaru Shida, because clearly that's what's happening. You know, I had Toni Storm last week.
Gorillas, damn it.
I think Bree Mode should face her next week. I mean, it's
Bree Mode. You watching?
You know, I feel like she's gonna win regardless. So I mean, Bree Mode's gonna crush her. Here's the thing. This was one of those things where you remember how WWE was always better in panic mode. That's how we got Kofi Mania. That's how we got the Yes movement and all those stuff. AEW is not better under pressure. When they get backed into a corner, things go bad.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you throw enough S against a wall, but then you realize it's not sticking. It's going through the wall. Like you're breaking the wall because it's just so much.
Yeah.
I think that the idea of this, especially with your main face of the women's division, your former champion from way back when, Miss No Personality, and then of course the rightful winner. That's not a great. It's not a great. You're not going to get a good build.
Are you talking about Kylan King or the four-way?
I'm talking about the four-way.
Okay.
Yeah, I just ran through the four-way, but like, but you're not going to get this great mix of story because you don't have enough time to build up the drama between Britt and Jamie.
Yeah,
you're not going to get like mostly anything from Toni Storm, and we've seen Hikaru Shida hold that belt for a year already, and she's still isn't she still the longest reigning champion?
Yep.
Yeah. So even still, it's hard to get invested. It's going to be a great match because you have great talent, but storyline wise, investment wise, those are the things that you're going to lose out on.
Yeah.
And I hate to juxtapose because, I know this is mostly we're talking about AEW, but you look at yesterday on NXT, right? You had Index get back together, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes, 4 minutes, hugely emotional moment, right? Felt earned, right? How many words did Dexter Lumis say? How many words did Indy say throughout that whole sequence? Nothing. But yet they conveyed everything that you wanted. Yep. You had Legato walking out of the building and Santos showing up in the car, and he's like, "Did you think I would really leave without you?" Immediately, you guys, if you didn't get the feels from that, you're not a true wrestling fan.
Yeah.
But then you look at this, and even with the throwing hands and all this other stuff, it's kind of like it's a tough sell. It's a tough sell regardless.
I agree.
And I think the match is going to suffer. The build to the match and the excitement for the match is going to suffer because of it.
Yep.
Well, hopefully they got a Rampage and they got one more Dynamite to do. We got
Two Rampages, one more Dynamite.
Yep. All right, what did you think, Joseph Graham?
Okay. Well, first off, it's already been announced. Baker and Hayter are facing off against Storm and Sheeta next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once again, it was a great match. The 4-way it is, but my favorite thing is the fact that NFL rivalries bleed over into wrestling, with the crowd sitting there, being very pro Cleveland. They absolutely hate Pittsburgh. Like, it's one of the bigger rivalries in the NFL. I love it. And I'm a Ravens fan. I'm from Baltimore, so I hate both cities. So
oh yeah. So let's get to our fourth match. You remember the times when the heavyweight world championship used to be the main event? Pepperidge Farm remembers, and it wasn't that long ago.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Fourth match of the night, we had AEW interim champion Jon Moxley versus AEW world champion CM Punk. And I'm going to let Canada Dry go first. I'm going to save my comments for last.
I'm going to pass my comments over to Joseph Graham, and I'm going to come. Joseph, go ahead. I'm gonna go just before JFB.
I guess shocking is what comes to mind. I honestly, when it wasn't the main event, I honestly thought we were getting some kind of DQ, like a double count out, just something to build towards All Out. I was honestly expecting this the main event and MJF to get involved. I thought that was going to happen. Even though I didn't want that, I have a different story in my mind that I would rather see, but that's obviously not going to happen now. So, but it's surprising that Punk got squashed in the manner that he did.
Yeah, I concur.
And
irate and irritable. What are your thoughts on this?
I hate Moxley so much.
I hate him so much more now, right?
But it's like, okay, like I know there's a lot of folks that are in FTW and JFB. You're one of my guys. You guys remember how every so often you get lucky and there's just like a point that you know that you're gonna get, and of course in this one for our sheet was will there be blood in this match? And like 100 and some odd people pick yes, there will be blood, and like really,
yeah,
that's really like if it's like Jon Moxley on a regular basis leaves more DNA than like no seriously, like this man leaves more DNA than Ric Flair in the 80s. Okay, like
man,
they could set up Jon Moxley for a murder. He leaves so much DNA everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You could clone that man by now. Like, there's going to be Jon Moxley Beyond once Amanda Waller gets Jon Moxley DNA. But it's not just that. It was just the fact that a lot of this was just really off-putting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just, I just, like I said, I don't like Jon Moxley. I don't at all. There's nothing about Jon Moxley it's believable to me. There's nothing about Jon Moxley that's overly credible. I really don't see him. He does not move merchandise, first of all, which is one of the cardinal sins of being a top guy. But God damn, I hate the paradigm shit. I just seriously, I hate everything about him. Like, just go on to something else. I need to
Canada Dry. You're next.
I agree with you. I prefer the Death Rider so much more than the paradigm shift.
Yes.
What he does in Japan is so much better than what he does.
Thank you.
It looks like a suplex gone wrong. Okay, so
This match. I'm sorry. Let me interrupt you before you go.
Go ahead
This
one
match,
more time because you're done.
I know. Seriously, I get one interruption of you per show, so I got to take it. I'm taking it right now. This match was closed on Christmas. That's what it was. All right. This match was closed on Christmas. Like you open up the box, you think you're about to get the big game system, and it's closed.
Yep.
So that was
socks and underwear. Go ahead, Canada Dry.
All right. They're trolling you, Trey J. They're trolling you, Graham. They're trolling you, JFB. They are absolutely trolling all of you. They're playing with your emotions because that's what wrestling does. It plays with your emotions, and that's what it's supposed to do. This is Jake the Snake when he lost the big match against a rookie. And people are like, what? How can Jake the Snake come back from this? And they went on to have this amazing feud because of that. And that's what this is. This is CM Punk coming back, making it more interesting because he just lost in like 3 minutes. And that's what happened to Jake the Snake. Exactly like it. He lost. He got obliterated. And then they came back and they went to town and had an awesome feud. And the fact that I hate Mox even more is freaking awesome. The fact that I am hating on him is freaking awesome. That's what wrestling should be. I should be torn in two every single Wednesday. I should be torn in two every single time I watch wrestling because it's playing with my emotions. Go ahead, Jay.
All right, here we go. This fucking match. Okay, this match was a fucking prison on planet bullshit in the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks. Here's the reason why I say this and use the line from Step Brothers. This match, listen, they should have just taken the belt from Punk and given it to Moxley or had the tournament and had Punk drop it. For him to come out for 3 minutes, one roundhouse kick, he's injured, and then Moxley just goes violent on him was just bullshit. It was bullshit.
But did you see that look when he was hobbling off? CM Punk looked around to let you know this isn't over.
Oh no, it definitely is not going to be over. But it was absolute bullcrap. It was bullshit. Like I said, that match was a fucking prison.
But don't you realize everything is set up for the pay-per-view still? This is old school.
I mean, I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it.
But here's my thing. Like, what's the story? We have 10 days.
Yeah.
Give or take to the pay-per-view. What is he just going to come out and say, I want a rematch? Like, that's...
AEW is not supposed to be old school. Isn't that the whole point of AEW, not to be old school, though?
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
A mix of the old school and new school. They do everything.
Yeah. I think that's what, like, all of a sudden, like, I finally see what Hangman Page was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get it, and I know there's going to be more, but to have a rematch in 10 days, I mean, what is he going to do? They're going to put a steel plate in his foot, and he's going to walk around like Iron Mike Sharp or Greg Hammer Valentine, and have the kayfabe plate that he can use as a weapon. I mean, it made Punk look like a fool. It made Moxley look okay, but I don't think it furthered any storyline. In fact, it just made it. It was such a shit show.
You guys are totally letting your emotions lead this whole thing.
Listen, I know Tony Khan watches.
I was at first too, but I realized they're taking me somewhere. I'm going to let them take me.
I guess it all depends on the follow up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We got to let it see where it leads to.
Tony Khan, I know you watch the show. I know you're an avid listener. You're going to listen to it on the podcast on your way to the arena. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. All right, let's go.
He doesn't speak for me. He doesn't.
Someone's getting a Christmas gift, and it ain't going to be the JFB from Tony Khan. That's for damn sure.
Good job, Tony.
So Christian comes back and sporting the little arm brace. It's okay. Kayfabe injury. We all know. And confirms that him and Jungle Boy at All Out. So we're going to finally get Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage at All Out. I'm excited about this match. We talked early, we talked on Sunday about Christian being one of the top heels. His promo work was on par tonight. I thought it was brilliant. Canada Dry, what did you think?
I absolutely didn't care about this segment whatsoever because my emotions were ripped out of my heart. I didn't even know what he said. I was just like, I hate you, Mock. So I was just like,
it was yada yada yada, Jungle Boy, yada yada yada. Your dad is dead, yada yada yada. I'm gonna kick your ass.
This was a bad time for this segment because people were just like,
oh yeah.
So whatever followed that wasn't gonna get anything.
All right, irate and irritable. What did you think of the Christian schmoz?
I definitely accept this as proper old school storytelling. Right now, you have a face who has every conceivable advantage. Christian, the one thing about Jungle Boy is that Jungle Boy is going to end up being the Dolph Ziggler of AEW sooner rather than later.
But better.
No. I mean, like in terms of like his fan reaction, like whether he wins or whether he loses is not going to make a difference on how people cheer him.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's happening very, very early in his career.
Yeah.
Christian, to his credit, is definitely trying to make it so that he gets lifted up all the way before this big fall.
Yeah.
The problem is it doesn't change anything for Jungle Boy. So Christian's doing his part. And you got to appreciate the old school storytelling. But right now, when you have a guy like Jungle Boy, the old school storytelling, even if it's appreciated, doesn't work here.
Yeah, I agree. Joseph Graham, what did you think of the little interview with Mr. Christian Cage?
I have no complaints. It's Christian doing what he does best, getting on the mic and just sitting there and finding a way to irritate you and get under your skin.
Yep.
And off of what Trey J said, where Jungle Boy has every advantage, I feel like we're going to get our hearts broken when Luchasaurus demolishes Jungle Boy.
Absolutely. I agree with you completely, Mr. Graham.
I mean, he still has that evil attire, the evil entrance, but yet he's on the side of Jungle Boy. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So.
Yeah. I agree. All right, so Ricky Starks comes out and talks about how he made the spotlight big enough for him and Hobbs, and that they were teammates, and he let them sit at his table. And then we get the announcement that it's going to be Ricky Starks versus Hobbs at All Out, and I gotta say, in all honesty, this is the best that Ricky Starks has looked and sounded on a promo in a long time. He doesn't beat Hobbs. It's bullshit. And I'm going to burn down Chicago because of it. You think you think Mrs. Miller's cow was a bad thing? You're burning it to the ground.
So you're saying Chicago to become the third city, huh?
Yeah, it's going to become the third city. When I'm done, I'm going to torch that sucker down to the ground. Ricky Starks doesn't win. You heard me, Dally. I'm sticking up for Ricky Starks. All right, Joe Graham, what do you think about Mr. Starks and his promo?
Like, this is what I've been waiting for from Ricky Starks.
Yep.
I've been watching him since the first time I saw him was in NWA.
Yeah.
And he was gold on the mic.
Yep.
And he's been great, but like, I feel like same with Hobbs, this is going to be the breakout for both of them.
Yeah.
I feel like All Out should be a reset for the TNT title scene, and those two need to be in it, along with some other guys. Like, give me Kyle O'Reilly, just build up the TNT title scene, because they can have some amazing matches.
Yeah. Trey J, what did you think?
I like everything that you guys have said. This was definitely a breakout promo for Ricky Starks, and it's kind of like long overdue.
Yeah.
But I do feel like Hobbs needs to win this match.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason why is because for one, everybody expects Starks to win.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to subvert the expectation. Like, Hobbs wins this match, he can say, I won this match. Ricky Starks can win the next two.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, whatever. But Hobbs's character is always going to be able to say, I beat you the first time. Yeah, you came back, but I beat you the first time. And I think that's what Hobbs needs, though, because Hobbs can't keep losing to smaller people.
Okay.
Especially ones that he hasn't beaten yet. Hobbs has to be established as a monster. And not in terms of just being a monster. Hobbs needs to be established as a bully.
Okay.
The way he's punking the factory.
Yeah.
And they got like 5 guys. So the way he's punking the factory should definitely come into play here. You know, you got to give Ricky Starks the heart. Ricky Starks can definitely come across, once again, just like Dax, where he can lose the match but still get over.
Yeah.
Get over without going over. But Hobbs, I don't think he can. I think Hobbs has to go over unless you're going to end up starting to kind of slide him down the card, or you're going to be already setting him up for another big change.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Canada Dry, what did you think?
I disagree with Trey J Styles. Ricky absolutely needs this win. He's taken beating after beating after beating, and he hasn't gotten anything.
Yeah.
So he needs this win to bring him up faster, and he's ready to be there. I think Hobbs, you can easily put him in something else after this and get a win over someone else. It doesn't mean he's sliding down the card. You can get a win over somebody, and all out. You can lose at a pay-per-view and win at Dynamite the next week.
All right, let's get to our main event. It was the trios match. So for those who picked the AFW or AEW championship match to be the main event, you lost. It was the trios match. It was Death Triangle, which is Penta, Rey Fenix, and the Bastard Pac versus United Empire, which is Ospreay and the Aussie Open. Aussie Open looked amazing. The one thing I'll take away from this match more than anything else was it was a lot more physical than it was aerial. It was a way more physical fight. I gotta say, if you're gonna swerve us with a big swerve, that was the one to do, because no one I know of ever thought that United Empire even had a shot at beating Death Triangle. But sure enough, they did, and it was a huge surprise. In fact, this is the only surprise that did not make me go, well, fuck this shit, and then get the hell out. I was actually like, wow, that's really good, because the door's open still. We're not going to make the New Japan guys look dim. Hey, how's it going, Tim? But yeah, so Canada Dry, what did you think of the main event?
I thought there was lots of great action. I thought, you got a talent like Will Ospreay, and you got Phoenix, and you got Pac. I don't know too much about the other guys from Aussie Open. I just don't. But lots of high flying, lots of grappling and fighting.
Yeah.
It was great. Little long for my taste. It was
a little long.
It was a little long. But what the hell is going on with the Lucha Bros? They're like on like a 5-game winning streak. Or losing streak, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Like, they haven't won anything. That's why I picked them, because I'm like, they need a win here. What the hell?
Wasn't it refreshing that they didn't lose their masks in a match this time?
I was like, oh my God. No, they got their masks. It'd be funny if they got their masks taken off and they had other masks on underneath.
There you go. Mask on mask on mask. Joseph Graham, what did you think of the main event?
I loved it. Like, I know our good friend Alec Haney, he's probably going to lose his shit in the morning, but my number one thought.
Oh my goodness! Speaking of that, before we go off the air,
we forgot to call him.
We gotta
call him. Yeah,
we gotta call him. It'll be 3.
Okay,
it'll
get
be
your
like
phone
5
ready,
or 4 in the morning.
Yeah, now it's like 4. This is legit 4 o'clock in the morning now for him. All right,
it's his wake up call for work. It's all good. We're doing him a service.
We're doing a favor.
Trey J, what did you think of the last match?
I mean, it's everything that that I think we've always wanted from Death Triangle, because we definitely, like I said, you definitely see them get more physical. We knew that Pac could, because Pac has had some battles, especially from the early days of AEW.
Yeah.
This was a big showcase, in my opinion, for Aussie Open, though, because they had actually lost a lot of the early matches they did as trios.
Yeah.
And I think Kyle Fletcher definitely showed us off. I think Mark Davis is definitely like such a great talent. Like, I look forward to seeing them versus O'Reilly and Fish one day.
Yeah.
Especially now that they've gotten a lot more wins and a lot more experience on their belt, and they've been with Will Ospreay. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints about this match. Will Ospreay is just, he's brilliant. He's one of the few, one of the few British wrestlers whose T-shirt I actually went and purchased.
Yeah.
So, of course, he was part of Chaos when I bought it, but
yeah. Of course, now he's not. Now he's United Empire.
United Empire. But he's definitely, and like I said, coming off of the G1 finals.
Yeah.
This is a guy who, like, since his injury, I think a lot of people come out their injuries and they're worse. And Ospreay has definitely made it his mission to be better.
Oh yeah.
And not only that, to make everybody he's in the ring with better. Will Ospreay
comes off like such a cocky bastard, though.
He does. He does it so well.
He's
Billy
the cocky.
He's Billy the Wanker.
He's a bit of a wanker.
No, that's his name. He's Billy the Wanker.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Instead of Kenny the Cleaner, he's Billy the Wanker.
Billy the Wanker.
Can I say something real quick before Canada Dry goes?
Yeah.
I want to see Pac versus Ospreay for the All Atlantic title.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We didn't talk about Kip Sabian.
Kip Sabian was there. Yeah. The Elite showed up at the end, and but Kip Sabian, they sold it like he tossed the match.
The one thing I didn't like was the fact that they said he's been chasing Pac everywhere. They mentioned it once before on Dynamite. Like, you could probably have some story to that and maybe show some stuff. But
see, this is where the shortcomings of AEW is. They can't tell a story. They can't. And if they do, it's got to be a very long story, and they can't, and they screw up the follow-up, Because,
like, he had that box for so long, and you didn't have any little side stories that he's following. Like, they screwed it up. They mentioned it on one other show. I don't know if it was brought up on Dark or whatever.
Yeah, that was it.
I would love for Tony Khan to be able to just take like one or two of WWE's promo guys that do those video packages.
Yeah,
because that's the best thing WWE does is video packages.
Yeah,
just one or two. And another thing that I've said goes to the storytelling. They do such a good job of telling stories on BTE.
Yeah,
that makes these matches make sense.
Yeah.
Put it on Dynamite. 2 minutes. That's all you need.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the crazy part is Davis Zahadi, the guy who was doing doing a lot of the Attitude Era and early Ruthless Aggression stuff, he doesn't even work for WWE. They could get him for next to nothing.
Oh, yeah. Him and Brian Gewirtz. Well, probably not. Brian Gewirtz is hand in hand with The Rock.
Actually, helps them once in a while. Jericho calls him up and says, "Hey, what do you think?"
Yeah. Let's get a Dusty finish.
I'm always going to be a lifelong fan of Kip Sabian. He was like the first. When I took my kids to their first wrestling event ever, he took pictures with them, and then he actually retweeted their pictures on his socials. So I'll never have anything bad about Kip Sabian, and I'm glad to see him.
His wife is freaking smoking, so.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kip Sabian. I like him a lot too. So, all right, that's our show. But before we go, I think it's time to give Haney a call. You got your phone?
Well, let's rate the show first. We do that. Let's see what we give it.
Yeah. So, okay, 1 out of 4 bells. Joseph Graham, you go first. 1 out of 4 bells.
I'll go like a 2.5, 3.
Okay. Mr. Trey J Styles.
I'm gonna stick with a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canada Dry.
I'm gonna go 4 bells because they fucked with my emotions and I liked it.
Wow. Someone is about halfway through a Labatt's keg. I'm gonna give it 1.5 star bells. Oh my
goodness.
It was garbage. It was hot garbage. I would
shits, damn it.
I would rather sit through the
You'd rather sex too?
Yes,
Come on.
no.
Compared to watching a WWE program,
I would rather sit in on the SEC court case against Vince McMahon for the 30 or 40 days it's going to probably go on than to watch this episode ever again. Bastards. All right, so let's give Haney a call. Grab your phone. You ready? Okay, here we go.
Hi, pal. This is Henny's answer phone. If this is Canada Dry, you better fuck off, or I will shove your phone so far down your throat, and you will be shitting text messages for a week.
Wow.
you got me. I'll be shitting text messages for a week.
How the hell did he get Vince McMahon to do his recording for him?
Well, what else is Vince gonna do?
Yeah, he's staying at Ramada Inn
for a week. Well, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. We'll call him again next week.
Oh, we're gonna definitely call him next week. All right, guys, that is it. That is our show. Thank you very much. This Sunday, it's still up in the air, but I guarantee you we're going to have something on Sunday. Fingers crossed. It's going to be a good one, or it's just going to be like the Titanic and sink to the bottom of the ocean. Either way, it's still going to be a fun time.
Come on to show. It might not be the drizzling shits.
Yeah, it might not be the drizzling shits. Join our show. It might be just 3 out of 5 stars. All right, guys. From Joseph Graham, Trey J. Styles, and Canada Dry, I am the JFB.
And remember, just keep fighting.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.
Nice.